Hey guys, and welcome back. I'm Rachel O'Leary and we are way overdue on a greenhouse update. So I thought I'd just bring you out here today and show you how the plants are doing, show you some of the fish, some of the shrimp, and just give you an overdue update. And we may take a peek if the rain holds out at the succulent and carnivorous plant gardens. So let's get started. Now I turned off the air so that you guys could hear me a bit easier, but as you can see, the plants are going gangbusters out here, especially this giant sensitive plant that I've shown you guys in the past. It has grown from this tub here across the back of the other tubs, down, as we can see here, in between the tubs, the whole way across this tub, and into this one, and it is flowering the whole way. It's really pretty incredible, especially because supposedly they're only supposed to get 6 to 8 feet, but this one is definitely bigger than that, and it just has these beautiful, beautiful little flowers everywhere, and I'm really stoked about it. In fact, I'm so stoked about it, I'm thinking about moving one of these tubs into my fish room for the winter in order to try and overwinter it. It is easy to grow once we're summer tubbing, but historically it hasn't done super awesome inside, but I'm going to give it a try. I'm excited to take some red root floater in this year. As you can see, not only is it flowering, but it has those little berries everywhere, and it's just never done this well for me, and it's so exciting to see it just thriving everywhere, and it's so gorgeous. I'm really thinking it might have a shot doing well in the fish room. In this tub are my endlers, and there's quite a lot of them. Not that easy to see. I may bait the tanks here in a few minutes so that you guys can get a better idea of the fish. Now this tub's probably my favorite as far as plants go, but unfortunately with the heat snap we had, I lost the fish in that bin. But all the other tubs, all the fish are doing great. This one has least killies, and there's a bajillion in there. This one has the gold line Danios. And things are going really, really well. I'm especially pleased with the yield of shrimp that I've gotten this year. You can see there's the cherry shrimp, and just the color that they get out here with all the algae and the sunlight is so screamingly intense. These are the yellow shrimp. I'm having a difficult time getting the camera to focus on the blue shrimp. There they are. But they're so blue, they're almost black, and it's been really rewarding to see how well the shrimp have done out here. I was a bit concerned about predation, simply because, you know, even insect larvae can really, really take a toll on especially the baby shrimp, but it doesn't seem to have been a problem at all, and I haven't actually seen any predatory larvae in any of the shrimp bins, and they're just breeding really, really well. A combination of the algae and the sun really makes for some extremely vivid coloration. And even the cherry shrimp here, which were just, you know, a normal pet shop grade, you can see how bright red they are. And just, they're everywhere. So I think I'm probably going to start collecting some of the shrimp to move inside sooner rather than later, while still leaving some out here to continue their breeding efforts. But they look really good, so I'm excited to have had such a good yield. The best yield of any fish or shrimp out here is definitely these Daisy's rice fish, the Oryzius wowerae. And as we look in this bin, you can just see fry and fish of all ages and sizes with those bright, glowy eyes. And if you guys follow me on Instagram, I put a lot of updates there as well on how things are doing, including daily blooms, for inspiration. So make sure you guys are following me at Ms. Jinx or Rachel O'Leary on Instagram. And tag me in your summer tubbing successes. I'd love to see them. But yeah, as we can see, everything's doing super well out here, from plants to fish. Let's take a look outside. The tubs over there are doing really well. I have a ton of rainbow fry in that one, and I have started to get a little bit of yield of the meteor minnows, but nothing like I've had in previous years. It's really kind of sad. Immediately you can see how much the plants have grown, especially in the bog garden. I have a lot of these volunteer bog grasses, which are flowering yellow right now, and I just think they're really, really pretty. Now, as this garden matures, all of the pitcher plants will get really, really tall, like these guys are, and this whole thing should be filled. But I'm leaving all these volunteer grasses simply for the integrity of the soil. It holds it all together. And I have my live sphagnum planted as well, as you can see. Now, we have had one of the rainiest summers that I can ever remember. It has been insanely rainy here. So I haven't had to water the garden very much, and it's stayed really, really wet. And it's been great. Like you can see here, that the sundew's flowering, those little purple flowers. And it has easily quadrupled in size. Really, really cool. And I also have this type here, which I think is probably a filiformis. It's also flowering. My Venus flytraps have gotten huge. You can see how tall some of these pitchers have gotten. This plant is the real standout. I mean, it has gotten massive. There's another little flytrap at the base of that one that was transplanted by birds or something. But also the purpurea, which, if you guys remember, was just two really old pitchers, has really started coming in and doing super awesome. Pretty excited. And when I peek in the pictures of all the pitcher plants, they are just absolutely full of flies. I mean, just absolutely teeming with flies. You can see them moving in there. So they are definitely doing their job. The flies are super attracted to these plants, and you know, historically we have an awful fly problem on our deck, and we haven't had any on the deck, and I really think that they are all just over here at my pitcher plants. You can see them crawling around on the tops of the pitchers, getting ready to go in. It's been so rainy, I was almost scared that it was going to be too wet for all these plants, but they've done well. In fact, it looks like we have a little flower starting right there in the middle, which is cool, right here. That's neat. But yeah, so next year I'll probably move some of both of these plants into the bog garden. I just wasn't sure with the depth that it is, that it wouldn't get too hot for the plants to do really well, because generally bogs are pretty cool, but as we can see, I mean, I think the growth is just incredible. My succulent garden's done really well too. My chickens got into it, which was pretty irritating, and dug up a bunch of plants. But otherwise, you can see things are spreading and coming along nicely. All the ice plants in the middle have really grown, and all of the hens and chicks, or sempervivums and sedums, have done really well too. It's been a very easy hands-off garden, so win-win there. And I'll move some more stuff in next year. I wasn't sure what sort of growth to expect from some of these plants. Ice plants, these guys in the middle, are known for becoming invasive because they grow so fast, but they've really sort of stayed where I wanted them to, which was to just grow around those rocks, so we have a win there too. I even had some hens and chicks and stuff jump ship or get knocked down here by my chickens or by birds, and they're volunteering in this pot with this other plant. I had, for the first time, some of my hen and chicks send out flower stalks too, which are amazingly huge. You can see one here. Now the parent plant of these will die. As you can see, it's sort of dying off down there. But the flowers are really incredible. I thought it was very cool. You can see how long that stalk gets. It's really incredible. But all the other plants will stay alive. It's just the one that throws the stalk that dies. And check out this one. I mean, really, really, really impressive growth this year. They've really liked the rainy, mild weather. There are 80 million baby fish in this tub. I'm pretty sure that it's predominantly pseudomugil rainbows, the little blue-eye rainbows. But I do also have another white cloud species in here, the lemon white clouds. So it could be some of those as well. But, you know, it was kind of an experiment with no filtration out here this year. And I'm not sure if that's what's contributing to not getting a big yield of white clouds, or if it was the dragonfly larva, which is now gone. It took about 3 weeks after treating with that chitin inhibitor for the dragonfly larva to resolve, but they are gone now, so that's good news. And the brachydaniocyathed in this tub are getting big, though I'm not sure that they've spawned yet. So I'll have to break down these tubs first, probably in the next 3 weeks or so. So all in all, I think we have to say that tubbing, despite all the things that I've been going through in life, has been extremely successful. I think we're going to have a great yield of quite a few species, and it's really going to help me get my business back on track, having all of these species to move inside. As always, thank you guys for your continued support, and I'll be sure to be doing individual updates on the species as I collect them this fall. Make sure you stop by my Instagram and let me know below if you have any comments, suggestions, or questions.